Hello, welcome to my talk. I am doing my summary today, and I am glad that this chapter was cut in two because so I'm doing the negativity chapter. I only read like half of it last week, and I read the other half this week. And last week, summarized last week, was the spot, stop, and swap, which is you spot the feeling or the issue you have, you stop, uh, foundation, what it, uh, founders, understand what it is, like know what is that feeling, what is causing that feeling, and then swap. You and you find a new way of processing it. Like, don't be aggressive. Do something else. Go a different way, which I think I explained last time. But then I read with this other half of the chapter, which I really liked, because I had never seen it that way. But it's saying what we want, whenever we want, however we want, is not freedom. Real freedom is not feeling the need to say these things. Because you know how we're in a time where just people think like freedom of speech is being able to just say whatever you want, but I personally, just my type of person, I don't want to say anything that's going to hurt anybody. You know, if it doesn't need to happen, if it doesn't need to be said, and I know it's gonna hurt somebody, why say it? Like, if it doesn't even matter, right? Because time is so small. I also saw that. I wonder if it was here, but no, it was a IG video where this man was saying that it doesn't matter. Like, if somebody calls you a name, just like, who cares? Why are you going to engage in something that's going to waste your time, make you feel horrid, and, nothing happens? It's somebody that you don't even like, they're calling you names. Does it even matter, right? What they think or feel or whatever. So just, move away. I am that kind of person. I like relax. I see it like when somebody's being mean to me or saying things to me, I feel like I'm watching a movie, and you're not supposed to judge, but I just I just analyze, like, at the time, like, I'm not fast to respond to, like, if somebody's being mean to me, I don't know what to say right away. Like, I listen and I watch, and I like feel like how sad that they feel that way about me, because I think I'm lovable. Like, everybody should love me. But as that happens and it goes away, then later on, 30 minutes later, I said, I think I should have said this, or I should have came back with this, but my brain just doesn't work that way. I just, instead of like being like immediately, oh, you too, I feel like, why is he, being aggressive towards me? What did I do? Like, that's what I think, instead of like jumping back at them or hurting them back. It's not in my immediate, like, afterwards I say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, but it just never happens. But anyway, I thought this was really cool, like, because it's not freedom. It's freedom to be mean. That's what that freedom is. That to say what you want, because people want to say what they want, where they can say just anything, and doesn't matter if you're rude to somebody that's there listening. Um, like, you're not supposed to care, but I cannot not care, right? So I thought this was like perfect. Saying what we want, whenever we want, however we want, is not freedom. It's not freedom. It's just you being a jerk, unless you're saying something productive, right? But most of this, like saying what we want, doing what we want, is not when somebody's trying to be nice. is when somebody's trying to be mean, and this is what they use to say it's okay to do it because you have freedom to say what you want. And it's like, no, don't be a jerk. The real freedom is not feeling the need to say these things. That is the whole thing. Was the aha moment. Um, Real freedom is not feeling the need to say these things. You don't need to say anything. Why hurt people? Just move on. Like, if somebody's being mean, just, that's them. Why do you have to engage in meanness? You don't. You don't. Anyway, the second part of this chapter was forgiveness. And this one is hard because I'm pretty forgiving, but there's not many things. I don't dislike that many people, but there's one story that I always say when somebody asks me, who do you hate or who do you not like? I know exactly. And if I saw that person anymore, she probably likes me and I probably like her, but I just didn't like the feeling, the situation when I was little and that happened. Maybe if I have time I'll say it, but I'm running out of time here. But let me read this. Forgiveness. There's 4 types of feelings, not of forgiveness, because the first one is not forgiveness at all, but 4 situations where you may fall in regards to forgiveness. And one of them is 0. I don't forgive no matter what. That's anger. Then conditional. If they apologize, then I will. Only then. Only if they say sorry, I will say sorry back. That's transactional forgiveness. And then there's transformational. I forgive you and expect nothing back. That's goodness. And then there's the unconditional. I forgive you no matter what you did. That's saintly. And I didn't write this down right here, but he went to say that saintly, unconditional forgiveness is like that forgiveness of a mother towards their child. And I could attest to that. Like, I've gone through some really ugly stuff just the last couple of years, and if I could forgive all of that, then that pretty much is saintly. There's only one thing that is left to do, and I don't know if that can be forgiven. But anyway, moving on. Don't want to go to that direction. But anyway, so forgiveness has health improvements, including, and this is why you should be forgiving, fewer medications taken, better sleep quality, and reduces somatic symptoms. I've never had heard of somatic symptoms, but somatic symptoms is like symptoms that a lot of people feel. Like, I see a lot of people saying, oh, this hurts. And somatic symptoms are back pain, headache, nausea, and fatigue, being tired. It eases stress because no longer recycle the angry thoughts. When you forgive, it eases stress because it no longer recycles the angry thoughts. Because when you're not forgiving, that why you're not forgiving is you're angry and you keep thinking about that. And I know somebody that is the nicest person ever and goes to church all the time, but always brings this thing up that is burning inside of this person. And I always tell them, like, just let it go. Like, who cares? That other person is probably not even thinking about it. They're living their life. They're moving on. They're being happy. And here you are tied to this thing that doesn't even matter. And so, yeah, negativity is just a waste of time in my book. It's not good. And he said that the that they don't want you to go into unconditional saintly forgiveness, you know, that they would like everybody to be in like the transformational forgiveness, the goodness, that I forgive you and expect nothing back, like just forgiving. Because when you forgive somebody, it's probably for something petty anyway, but you forgive them, and you release that tie that holds you to anger, and it's always here in your mind, and yeah, that could give you the headaches, and that could give you the backaches, and I'm gonna suggest this to a couple of people that I have a couple of people that just have all kinds of pains and aches, and maybe they're angry at somebody, and maybe they should just forgive so they could feel better, like their whole body. But anyway, that was the last part of negativity. Like, you need to forgive. And the next chapter is fear. So I'm not sure how long that chapter is. I haven't started, but next Thursday I will talk to you about fear. But I just thought I actually thought the second part of this chapter, negativity, was pretty amazing. Like it, like, you know, open my brain to, especially this. The real freedom is not feeling the need to say things. And think about it, right? When the people that say, "Oh well, I have the freedom to say this," it's because they want to be mean, because they want to be able to say mean things to people, or hurt people by saying, being able to say something and nobody being able to say you can't say this, right? But anywho, that's what I have. I am loving the book. Chapter 2, this forgiveness part, loving it, loving it. And I will talk to you next Thursday with fear. I'm not even, I don't even know what to think about fear, except that I've heard a lot that fear stops you from doing lots of things that moves you forward. So that's probably what it's talking about. But love this chapter, and negativity. It just, it helped me a lot with a lot of things. These things I wrote right here, I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep them. They're keepers. They're keepers. So with that, I leave you, and see you next Thursday. Bye bye. Thank you for watching, and subscribe like everybody else says. Ring the bell. Subscribe. Listen to my summaries, or what I learn about the chapters of the books I'm reading. This is the one I'm reading now. Love this guy.